In today's video, you guys are getting a booth flip. So this is what my booth looks like right now. Last week I had taken out all of my Christmas decor. I had a table and chair set that I flipped back for Antique Acres that was in here. The chairs sold in November. I brought in these navy blue chairs then to replace the existing ones. And then the table finally sold. I'm thinking because I took out all that Christmas decor, it really freed up a lot of space, and actually you could see the table. The gal said she loved those chunky legs, and this is what it looks like after the table is out and everything else is laying about. So let's go ahead and get this booth flip started. Now, the first thing that I want to do for a booth flip is take out any of the big chunky items and I put them out into the aisle. I was very fortunate that the store manager, Carolyn, was able to come in a bit early and I could start this transformation or this booth flip before the store opened. Now, this flip took me approximately 4 hours, guys, so I was there for quite a while, but I completely moved all the pieces and then I had to put everything back in and then I added a bunch of items. So the first thing that I do is once I get quite a few of the items moved out, I clean up the area that I'm going to start in. And my vision here is I am going to open up the booth a bit. And if you've watched any of my previous videos, I actually had put up a wall. So if you look all the way back, there's a black wall that I built. And on the other side of that is my new paint line called Fusion. So I definitely closed off the space a bit and I want to open it up. Right now I have a desk kind of blocking off the area, the entrance. So we're going to take that desk and we're going to put it up against the wall. And then from there, we are going to start adding or moving other pieces. Now I'm trying to be really strategic of how I'm going to move the items, just so that I'm not moving things 2 or 3 times. And so I stand back and I'm trying to envision where I want all these pieces to go. And it just takes a minute and some strategic planning, but it eventually all comes together. So after a bit of contemplating, I have determined I am taking out both of these shelves. I liked how it looked at the time, but I want the whole booth to have a completely different feel to it. So the shelves are out. I am taking that and I am going to move it over on this side of the desk. And right now, my vision is I want to take this hutch and I want to move it over in the corner. And that is kind of where I'm at right now, but things are going to change as you see as I start moving things and rearranging, and my vision definitely changes a bit. But as you can see, things are definitely going to start to come together. The last thing I want to show you is, if you guys watched for a while, I like to distress items, and I hear often, why do you distress everything? And this is exactly why. I am going to come in on a work night and have these fixed so that it is ready to sell. The first thing I'm doing is removing the shelves, and I think by removing those, it's going to completely change the look and feel of my space. I've had these in here for quite a while and they have definitely served their purpose, housing different barn quilts and signs. And then from there, what we're going to do is we're going to take that tall like hutch piece and I am going to slide it across the rug, which makes it very easy to move since I'm doing this all by myself. I want to continue to clean up the areas that I am working in. So I always vacuum, dust, and just continue to move on. I try to keep things really clean as I am moving and replacing items. So remember I said I wanted that hutch in the corner? Well, I've changed my mind because I have determined that I'm gonna need to kind of stack some of these items, and there is another bigger piece and I want to stack it on a dresser. So I'm gonna move that dresser over into the corner. I want to angle it a bit. I don't want everything to be flat against the wall, so I think angling will be the perfect thing to do. Next, I'm going to move more items and bring that piece over. I was going to try to lift it myself. Very quickly though, I determined it was a bit heavy for just me. So the store manager, Carolyn, came and helped me with that. But you guys, I really love how it freed up a bunch more space in my booth and it gave me different heights. And I like doing that, having things at different levels. And if you look, like the desk is black, that's black, so it actually fits perfect. And then I'm moving that hutch over in the other corner. Here is what it looks like at this point. It's still a hot mess, but I have moved quite a few items and freed up a bunch more space. And I really am loving how it's coming together at this point. And if you see where this green dresser is, this is where I am going to put my Sweet Pickins milk paint in that area. So we're going to move that green dresser next. I've determined I want to place that green dresser in front of that hanging window. If you guys have been following me for a while, I transformed that window during a series of lives, and oh how fun it was. I found that window for $15 and I decoupaged all those panes and it was just so fun. Now, for starters, I am taking off everything on top of that dresser. I'm trying to put things where I think I want them. So I'm trying to be very strategic in moving my items, like I said. Initially, I thought, oh, these picnic baskets would be absolutely perfect on top of this dresser. And I determined very quickly I didn't like it, and I ended up moving those. And instead, I replaced it with that window that I initially put up there. And again, like I said, I'm just starting to put things where I want them because the store is going to be opening very soon. Because I have all the pieces basically placed, I am now going to try to clear the aisle, not only because the store will be opening very soon, but I want to get these items placed before I bring any new items in. I want to determine like what items I want to keep in here, what I plan on bringing home. You know, there are going to be items that just are not going to fit with my vision for the booth. So I'm going to see what I can place at this point, and then I am making a pile near the back door where my truck is, and then those items will be going home with me, and the new items that I have in my truck will be coming in. I currently have roughly 6 totes in my boot or in my truck, and not all 6 totes are all coming in here, but I have those items priced and I'm going to start placing them. Here I am moving things about, and sometimes I think, should I be a little bit more minimalistic with my booths? And then I realize that's just not my style. So I continue to try to finagle all the items to make them fit. And then I start adding items. So from my recent thrift haul, you guys, I have those yellow chairs. I bring in more soft items, so pillows, blankets, and I just keep on adding now from the items that I had in my truck. The store is now open, so you're gonna definitely see folks popping in and out, but I just keep adding, and I'm really loving the way things are turning out. and it is finished, or at this point, finished. A booth is never completely finished, guys. You're always going back, adding new items, definitely doing full booth resets like today, but I love all the pops of yellow. I added a bunch of greenery. I definitely want to get more greenery in here. I want to add some more blues. I have kind of pops of blues here and there as well, but it is definitely starting to feel like spring. Now, the last thing that I want to do for my booth flip is I definitely want to get those shelves up where that green dresser was. I want to put shelves there, and that is going to house my milk paint line called Sweet Pickins, and I cannot wait to get that in here. I've been meaning to do that much sooner, but definitely have been very busy, and this was just a big undertaking in itself. Now, since I've done the booth flip, I have sold the blue chairs, I've sold the vintage suitcase, some other small items, so I definitely need to get back in here, fluff things up, see if I need to add anything, and then, like I said, get those shelves up. I'll definitely be showcasing this either in a reel or have some photos of what it looks like after I do that. But I want to thank you guys for following along, and definitely have yourselves a great weekend. I'll be heading up north and enjoying the north woods of Wisconsin. See you guys Monday, and again, thanks for following along.